Hey guys, welcome back. So guys, in this video we are continuing our Codeigniter crash course series. So where in this video we are going to learn about how to make a registration and login system with session in Codeigniter. Okay, so here the concept will be of the user and admin both login system. So guys, this is the part 1 where we are getting started with the registration form. So guys, let's get started. So as you can see that we are in the VS Code, and now we have to create one registration. So that URL we will create as /register. So let's click on this register and let's copy this URL name and let's go to route. So over here, let me just arrange this. So inside application config folder, you will find the routes.php. Okay. So now guys, we will start creating with it. So we will just make one node called login and register for user and admin. Done. So first route we will give, which is as register, where we are going to get this with get method is equal to, where we will create this the auth folder /register controller /index function. Okay, so let's go to auth folder. So let's create in that. We don't have any auth folder, so let's create auth folder. So inside this auth folder we will create a register controller. So let's create a controller where register controller.php file, and this is the file now, and inside this we have to create our index thing. Done. So we will get started with it. As you can see that we have to start with this php open, php close, where you have to define that the directory should not be accessed. So by default we will get the welcome controller. So we will copy this and paste it. Now we have to create a class with the name which the same file register controller extends your ci_controller controller, where you are going to create the class now with the index method. So let's copy this index and create a class public function, where you are going to create this index function, and now inside this you are going to call your pages. So $this of, where we are going to load view, which will be header and footer. So same way, where is it that header? Inside this header I have included the files. So let's go to views. Inside this views we have template. So inside template folder /header.php, and same way footer.php, and one more folder we are going to create called auth, where we will create the register.php page. So let's copy this and let's create a folder inside views where auth, and inside that auth folder we will create a register.php file. Hit enter, and yes guys. So let's get back, and as you can see that header.php is nothing but your just the syntax of the HTML for start, and with the bootstrap CDN link. So I have the bootstrap link, and in case footer I have the bootstrap CDN link. Over here you can see, and now guys just ignore this thing and the HTML end body. Done. So let me close this, and we have included those things, and now here in this we have to get started with it. So guys, for testing, now let me just show you one h4 tag register. Let's refresh the page. So let's hit enter. Register, your page has come. So let me just include that. So let's get back over here, and yes guys, simple. So let's type py if you know bootstrap, so we can follow this. I have already created it, so I'll just paste the design over here. Okay, so So guys, now I have included all the design over here. So let me just refresh and show you what all the things we required. So let me just refresh this page. So guys, this is the design right now for the registration I have done. So as you can see that the code is over here. So I'll just show you by scrolling it. So I just designed with the row where column MD66 I have completed with that, and the email ID, password and confirm password where register button is submitted now. Done. So guys, here is the form ending and the form starting. You have to start over here. So let me just show you the form where form, and let's remove this form. Oops. So let's remove this form, and now over here you are going to pass this with the method. So let's method method is equal to post, and here you are going to call your base URL thing. Okay, so let's echo and call your base underscore URL function. So if you want to use this base URL, please add into your autoload.php where it's over here. So this is your library and this is your driver. Where is your helper? Okay, form valid. Okay, here is the helper. So you have to add this URL, then you can use this function. Okay, so now let's post this with the same URL called register. So I'm just going to add this with the same thing, register. So guys, now let's just see the output of it, where you can see no difference, anything will be there. Done. So guys, I just wanted to add one navbar here. For that, let's not in this video, we'll be adding in next video about while accessing it. So let's get continued with registration thing. So now as you can mention your first name, last name, and let's copy this register URL and let's go to route. Over here you'll be passing it. So let's call route where you're going to call this and with the post method. So let's type it post is equal to, and I'm going to follow with the same route, same controller. So let's paste with the same controller, and here we are going to tell as register. So let's tell that as register thing, where it is register. Let's copy this and let's go to our register controller over here. Okay, so let's move to it and create a public function called register. Done. And now here we will do the coding about it. So let's get started with it. Register, where you are going to pass the data. So first thing we are going to do form validation. So $this of form underscore validation, where set rules underscore rules rules of which is first underscore name. Okay, first underscore name, then your message, first name, and then the code for validation. So I have done already these things. So guys, this one, where is it? This first name should come from your register form. Okay, so this first name attributes, this name attribute, last name, email, password, and C password. So these details will be into this form validation. So guys, now I have done that. So I'll just copy with that and paste it over here. Let's remove this and I'll just paste that. Okay, so this is the method where we are going to validate. So guys, now for validation, as you can see that for first name we are going to trim required and it's only alphabet. Okay, and coming to email ID, where we are going to call trim and required and valid email and is unique. Is unique is the first thing which will check from your users table where email ID email column will be there. So this is the validation where unique email will be checked. and coming to password where we have to set it. Okay, so this is the password now, where you can set this as default. Right now we'll give, so we are not going to change this. So let's remove this one, and here this matches array, which will check from here your password, and this matches. Okay, that's it. And now let us execute this. So as is if condition, we will check this. So $this of form underscore validation function, not function, we have to use the run function. Okay, so where it will check double equal to false false. So if it is false, then it will go here where we will tell form, where if it fails means then it will be inside. Okay, if it fails, if it something is wrong, like anything goes wrong over here, it will come here fails. So while failed, we'll call this index function. So let me just call this index function, because I want to redirect to the same page, same register.php to show the error. If it is not, else, 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 you have to be executed here. So we'll just echo one demo thing, I am here. Okay, so now let's save this and check the output for it. So first thing, we will get error about this user table because we have not created. So let's get back and reload this page, and now let's click on it. Okay, so let's click. So there is no error. So for that we have to check over here. Okay, so what to check? Make sure you are adding this into your constructor method. So let me just add the constructor method. So public function where underscore underscore construct. Okay, so inside this construct you are going to call your library $this of form not form validation directly, we have to call that load where library function, where inside this you are going to call this form validation in single quote. That's it. So everything is set now. Once set at this, we have to show this where you are setting these rules. We have to show the output for it. So let's take this form validation output and call it. So let me go back to your register page. Over here we will set the output. Okay, so I'll tell that small tag in PHP where I'm going to echo form underscore error function. Okay, so to use this you have to call into your construct method. So let me just call that also. We'll just tell form, so you can use this form one. And now let's get back and paste the code. So this name only we are fetching over there where we are setting this rules. So if you want to understand, so this is the first name, that is only we have to fetch over here. Done. So let's copy and paste that, change it to last name, copy, paste, copy this email and paste it, save, copy, paste, password, and then final, confirm password. That's it. Let's save this, and yes guys. So let's click on this, reload the page. Okay, undefined method library where function all null, why it is, let's get back and see that. Okay, let's go over here. Okay, so this is the wrong thing. Form is called a helper actually, so it's not a library, so it's a helper. So that was the mistake. So let's refresh. Helper, right? So okay, so let us just read once more. So call to undefined member function. Okay, so it's, I think the parent constructor, we have to read that. So let's read the parent. Let us print it over here. So parent colon where underscore construct, we have to call this construct function. Let's save this, and now it will work fine, I'm sure. Okay, So guys, now let us just register now. So let's click on register. So you can find that form validation and email ID is not there. So let me just add few things with at gmail.com and just fill up something, and over here 1234. Let me register now. You can see that the table Codeigniter user does not exist. Okay, so user, we have to create the table. So guys, now let's create a table inside this our database. Okay, so let me click on this new, and so let's paste users, and here you are going to create that ID where integer, where 11 number, and I'm going to call that as primary key, where we have to go with this and then select the auto increment. After this we will call the first underscore name, not underscore, we will not use that. Directly you can call it first name, or if you want you can use underscore also. Okay, so let's use that first underscore name and last underscore name, which will be varchar, where I'm going to give 191 varchar 191, and coming back to email, and this also will varchar 191, and we have to create more two rows, so you can add from here. Let's give two row. Okay, so one is for password and one is for created at. I just need that timestamp, we will give that. So timestamp, and this also will be varchar. Okay, so varchar will assign this 191, and here you have to select the current timestamp. Okay, so current date it will store. So let's click on save. Okay, so our user table has been created successfully, and now we have to do the coding for to store the data over inside this. So let's get back, and now let's refresh it. Let's reload. So you can see that confirm password did not match. Okay, so there is nothing like this email error thing. Okay, so now let's register and do the coding for it. So guys, let's get started with it. So inside the, when it is false, it's giving us error. When it is I'm here, it should echo. So guys, now let me just enter Ved Prakash, where Ved at gmail.com 123456. Let's click and register now. So you can see that I am here. So without any error, it's going inside. And now guys, we have to do the coding for it over here. So guys, I have already done that. So I'll just copy and paste it over here and explain you very clearly. So let's copy this, and here we are going to paste. Done. So once you click on register method, so once you click on this submit button, submit, that time your form is sending to the register URL with the post method, and then it is asking all the name attributes, first name, last name, email, password, and confirm password. It is asking and it is storing. Okay, so first name, and this will be your database name. Okay, so database name means this, I mean table names. So let's copy that and paste here. Then email, password, that's it. Let's save this, and after this you have to create one model for to register. So guys, we can tell as register underscore user, user, where I'm going to call the new user model. Okay, so this user model we have to include at your constructor. So let me just include it. So $this of load of where your, what we'll say this as model function. Inside this model we have to call the user model, which we just now pasted. So let's copy this user model over here, and let's create this user model. So let's go back to our code, inside the applications folder you'll find the models folder over here. So inside this, let's create one file named usermodel.php. Hit enter and a model is created. So guys, now what you have to do, you have to start coding for this. So let me just tell you what we have to do that. So let's call that php open, then php close. Over here we are going to create the class cls a class where user model just now, which we have renamed, named the file, same file name you are going to rename, extends ci underscore model. Okay, and inside this your class is created which extends the ci model, Codeigniter model, where you have to start for the registration. So let me give public function where register user name I will give. Okay, so register user, where we are passing the data inside this, and from here you will give the query to insert it. Okay, so let's tell $this of db. So this db, you have to make a database connection into your Codeigniter. So link is provided into the description where you can how to learn database connection about it. So now let's use this default query builder class of a Codeigniter, where you can tell that my table name is users and all your input data will be over here data. So this data will we will send from here your register controller over here. Okay, so as you can see that we are getting this, and now we have to paste it over here. Send the model which we are just created into it, register user. So let's copy this with the same data thing and pass. So this data is actually coming from here. So copy this and paste here, and same data you are going to pass it. That's it. And now your data will get inserted. So after getting inserted, what we have to do is that, like the condition to check it is inserted or not. So you can tell this as $checking is equal to, you will create a variable where with help of if condition we will send this else and set the session. Okay, so $this of session session, where you can call this set flash data function. So this is one function which provided by the Codeigniter to set your session. Okay, so where you can call this status, and this status message will be registered successfully. Okay, so after registration successfully, go to login, you can tell them. So, and redirect to base URL, will call base URL function to redirect to the login page. So this is the login URL we will give it. Okay, if it is not, what we will tell, else redirect and copy this message and tell them as go back to register, and you can see registration failed, or else you can tell something went wrong. Okay, so you can mention that something went wrong. Okay, and now yes guys, so now let us just test with it. So let's get back over here. Where is it? It's here. So let's refresh this page. So we are on the URL page now, and now guys I'm going to enter that Ved Prakash, where ved@gmail.com, and now 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6. Let's register. So click on register. You can see that it's redirected to login page. So let's just check over here data is stored or not. Cool, so your data is stored and the password also is stored. Okay, so if you want to know how to encrypt and bicrypt this, we'll be seeing in further videos. So let's continue to check with it. Okay, so our data is registered successfully. So let me go back to registration form, and again let us register with this same email. Okay, So let us just see that. So let us copy this email address and paste the same email and try once. So let me see Ved, and here some unwanted name, password 123456 123456. Let me click on it, register now. You will get the email ID must contain the unique value. Okay, so guys, the data has been lost, right? So to call back the same data, whatever you have entered, you can use one set value option. Okay, so where you can use is that from here. So let me just show you one demo with this. So let's call value. Inside this value, you'll be showing echo set underscore value, where you can call this same which you have passed to that. So let's save this and just test with this one function once. So that is like, okay, refresh and get back to our Google Chrome. Let's reload this page, and now we will just give Ved, and yes guys, so this is now Ved I have given. So let me just click on this. Ved should be available. Cool, so data is available now. So same way you can set the value for it. So let's set it that also, because again and again it's not a good habit to type that. So let's copy this and paste, and one for email. So we don't need for password and all, so we'll just leave it like that. Okay, so let's copy and set this email one. So just refresh, confirm, continue, and let's add it, prac and anyom@gmail.com. So let me just register. You can see that every data is available now. Okay, so whatever we have done. So guys, in this video we have completed that how to log in a register with this, and in next video we will see how to make login system in Codeigniter. So while making that login system, we have to check that authenticated or not everything. So guys, thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe, like and share.